Hello, I'm Sibyl Harmony, and I'm an intuitive and a medium and a healer. And this is a video on healing and healthcare and spirituality. So it used to be in the time before now, many millennia ago, that we were very much connected to our abilities, our intuition, but we weren't very advanced with technology here on Earth or science. And so we've taken a long time to develop more technologically and scientifically. And now it is the time for the reconnecting and balancing that out with our intuition, with the spiritual. And there have been many civilizations here in the past that were very much connected to spirituality and healing and mysticism. And I have seen healers perform miracles. Just the other day, somebody wrote on my community page, thanks you got rid of my kidney stone. And I'm like, I don't even know who that is, because when I'm working with people, I kind of go into a trance, and I work with a lot of people, and the guides do the work. It's a spiritual healing. I don't determine. It's really, I mean, there are many things that determine our health. But I've seen those kind of like miracle healings, where somebody comes in, like the evangelists would do in churches, and touch somebody, you're healed by the Holy Spirit. And a lot of that on TV is not real. It used to be that shamans and priests and rabbis and mystics had real power, and now a lot of them don't, because when you walk away from your ethics and your light, your connection, those type of guides that do that work will not work with you. I have to follow certain guidance and protocol to be able to do what I do, or I won't be able to do it. It isn't me. I don't heal anybody. I facilitate a healing. I don't promise anything. I don't heal anybody. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a, but I am a healer. And for whatever reasons, I follow what the guides say. Then they have come in and work. So this lavender light is starting to form again. You can see it a little bit there. We'll see. It's been kind of faint today a little bit, because I don't need her as much, but it's for you to see that there is light, there is miracle. It's been in a lot of my other videos that I've done recently. Every day it moves around somewhere else. It's divine healing, divine mother, that light coming in. Okay. So what a healer does and how they connect and who they are in the world determines on what they can do or not. I mean, when I was in the Philippines, I was privileged to work with this guy who was actually Chinese, and he had been captured by the Chinese government and imprisoned and tortured, and he escaped. Some people helped him escape, I guess, because of his abilities, or the spirits, the guides helped him escape. And when people have the gift of healing, a lot of people don't like that. It takes away, the narrative. And I'm not against science and medical science, and we need that. We need medical science, especially if I broke my leg, or I was bleeding or something. My life has been saved by the medical science that we have. And when I had a broken ankle, I was really glad they were there. But as far as treating and healing, I mean, they treat symptoms with medications, which is big business, multi-billion-dollar business. And it seems like there's a new drug coming out for everything. And well, the first thing I look at is like, okay, what are the side effects of that? or surgery, which can sometimes be life-saving and helpful, can also really traumatize your body. And so after a surgery, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. Or when they want to just take out your gallbladder, we have to, I don't agree with that. Energetically, everything is in your body for a reason. You need it. And so, okay. So what are some of the things that you can do to raise your frequency? Because the new medicine, the new energy that's coming in, the understanding that is ancient wisdom, but it's also reawakening now. It used to be only privy to priests and healers and mystics, and royalty was only allowed to be there, and common people couldn't know it. And or if you did practice herbology or some kind of, it was called spell casting, or you were a witch and you could be killed or persecuted. So there's been that. There's also been cultures that have shaman healing or medicine women. We have herbalists, a lot. We're living in a time where there's a lot available. And we're going through a big shift where I am in this country now in America in our healthcare, because we're a nation of really sick people on a lot of medications. Why is that happening? In Europe, they don't have genetically modified food. I don't believe they have the purple lights coming in now. It likes what I'm saying. They don't have big corporations, big pharma ruling things, millions of ads plastered all over with people dancing and singing about pills they're on. I mean, it's insane. And so I'm not saying, please, I'm not saying don't take your medication. I'm saying what I'm talking about, because medication stops symptoms, and sometimes you need to do that, but it doesn't heal you. There's a reason why your body is talking to you, and your body will present its bill. In other words, what we are thinking and feeling, or our history or our karma, is sitting in your energy field, which is directly affecting your body. So if you have a constant stress, which doctors know causes illness, if you have a constant, you're abused, or you was abused as a child, or you're depressed, or you're unhappy, or you're angry all the time, and that's your baseline, that is not a baseline of health. That will affect your health. And we know, because of Louise Hay and others' work, that each body part has a frequency. I've done videos in the past, like, what is your body trying to tell you? What is your body telling you about what is going on with you? Now, we have some energies here that I'm talking about. The aromatic energy, which is science and technology based, which we need, or we wouldn't be here, because we need a body, we need science, okay? But it also says that none of this is real. You're just a meat suit, and then you die, and stop doing, all this silliness of, feelings or healing or something. That's not real. So that's what so there's a lot of people who have aromatic beings, and we are living in energy soup. We are only we're most of us in a trance state. We are unable now to see what we could see in the past of all the spirit and all. I see energy soup. That's a light. There's energy soup and beings everywhere. There's guides, there's angels, there's lower stuff, there's these beings, I'm talking about some of them now. Energy is everywhere. You have cords going in and out of your body. You have beliefs sitting in your chakra, in your body, in your organs, your feelings, your thoughts. Everything is vibrating in energy and frequency. And when we go into that, we can heal you. We can find, like, why are you having diabetes, for instance? Diabetes is, I want life to be sweet. And so we've somehow imbalanced the sugar in our body, the insulin. Now they're finding type 2 diabetes can be reversed. And I'm not suggesting you get off your medication, please. Don't think that. but it can be reversed by changing your diet. And that has to be done, you know, if you have severe, you need to work with somebody who can guide you through that process. There are videos all over YouTube about intermittent fasting and fasting. So this stuff is coming out. And I'll talk about some of the things that are needed for you to create health. But everything is vibrating in frequency. And the aromatic beans I was talking about want you to think that that's not, it's not. It's just you're a meat suit and then you die, take a pill. And none of this is real. It's crazy. Okay, that now we need those energies because those energies give us a physical body and connect us to third dimensional reality and physicality because we live in a physical world. Okay. Now, so there's those thought forms floating around, and I've been affected by those. I was doing healing work. I was working with people. I was calling the angels in to work in my hands, and I walked out outside of the healing room, and I just got this thought, like this aromatic thought popped into my head that goes like, are you making this up? Is this crazy? You're working with angels and healing people, even though scores of people were telling me like my body pain's gone, this happened, I feel so much better. But all of a sudden I was just like, come out of my hands. I don't know if this is real. And I got knocked back, and there was an Archangel Raphael, which I work with, that was standing there in front of me. And I was like, oh my God, you're real. You're real. I'm sorry, you're real. So that was years ago. I don't question myself anymore. I don't have doubt anymore. But I know a lot of my family just goes, why are you doing that? Just take Advil every day. Stay on, you know, that's what I've been told by doctors. Stay on antibiotics. You have an infection. I healed my infection. You know how many things I've healed myself from? I've had it all because I needed the experience of healing it. And I'm like, let's end that agreement. I don't want to have, you know, I've had back pain. I've had thyroid problems, adrenal problems, eye infections that wouldn't go away, bladder kidney infections that wouldn't go away, herniated stomach, pseudo herniated esophagus, all kinds of viruses, Epstein-Barr, mono, autoimmune. I mean, you name it, you know, bad knees, but you name it. I can't even remember, Bell's palsy. I've had it and I've healed it on my own. No, with the help of guidance. Actually, I don't heal anybody. People heal themselves, and the guides I work with do the healing. But you have to get, you would want to get right with yourself, with your diet, your sleep, your exercise, you know, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as I'm going through these things. But I have a list here, but the aromatic beans will tell you that none of this is real. Now, the other side of that, on the spiritual spectrum, are either like religious leaders who think they are all that because they have followers or the head of something, or they've gotten lots of, what do you call that? Donation, where you know, the church, they have a big church and a big name and all these people. So they think that, you know, God is rewarding me because I have all this, when they're not actually connecting. They've lost their connection. They're just got people to follow them because it's a big distortion that we're living in. I'm not saying all religion is bad or negative. I'm just saying some people don't have good intentions. There are some people who are really genuinely in their heart there to assist people and doing their very best and actually help the community and people who are like that Reverend for the Poor People's whatever, or people who are really out there being of service, which is the highest thing you could do on this world, is to be of service. So there are people out there like that. So don't think that I'm not black and whiting, I'm not making all this or all that. So I'm just talking about the satanic energy, the illumined energy, the spirituality energy of certain religions, where they think that, oh, I'm in control or I'm doing this, and they're not. They're working with really low level energies to try to con a bunch of people into thinking that they are somebody because they're standing in front of a large group or something. So, okay. Now, maybe some of the things, or when they started, their intention was good, but they have no magic, no power, no real connection with higher beings. Okay, so maybe they started with a good intention, but then they kind of, when you get popular, you start making a lot of money, you may start to think, hey, I'm all that. God is on my side. Okay, so when you get into the spiritual world, we want to be careful with being materialistic or our ego. And so this can happen with spiritual healers or readers or whatever, where we start thinking that it's coming from us, that we are the ones that are healing people, or that we have this power, or that we are better than others. And I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't tell people who I was in a past life, even though I wasn't any big famous person in a past life, but I don't want to feel like because I remember past lives. So my motive, if I do that, is to tell people that it was real. And I know that I have that wounding in my family where they said, you're nothing. And this lavender light proves that there is miracle, that I am. And when people write on my community page or and if you are a person that got a reading for healing and healing from me, please post that in the comments on this video. Because people, not because I'm so great, but because you could receive the healing, and that I want people to know that frequency and spiritual healing really does work. It can work for people. And I want people to get better and feel better and have their gifts and be empowered. And you can encourage other people. If you could do it, they can do it too. So that's why I like those comments, not because it's me. I don't heal anybody. When I make appointments with people, I say, I'm happy to work with you because you're doing the work. You and your guides or your higher power, God or source, whatever, higher self is the one that is going to make, you can hold on to your stuff. You can. A lot of people don't want to change their diet. They don't want to change their life. They want to stay angry, stay afraid. Your feelings aren't wrong, but being in a perpetual vibration of stress and anger and fear is going to wear away at your health, or holding on to certain beliefs, or not being able to say what happened, or wanting to get back at other people. It's not a guarantee that you will heal either when you do that, but you will feel better, and you don't need to carry that karma, that energy around with you. And so one of the best things you can do to heal yourself is keep showing up and do the right thing, is to look at yourself. I spent years looking at myself, and that's not easy to do. Not many people can tell you what happened in their life and how they set it up. Most people are a victim to their life and they resent other people. And you have to be a grown-up to do that. So that's a huge healing. So there's that. There's owning yourself, being your authentic self. There's learning how to give and receive. There's learning, being of service could be healing for you. Maybe you need more structure. Maybe you need to tap into the spiritual. It could be that you need to stop carrying other people's stuff in your energy field. You're empathic and you're taking on other people's energy, even the ancestors' energy. It could be that you are kind of isolating, or you're a know-it-all, or you want to get back at people. That could be true. It could be that you're learning about relationships and you're working out giving and receiving love and how you're bringing in harmony. It could be that you're super sensitive and really empathic and want to help and heal people, but you need to know how to channel that, or you need to channel that to heal yourself and set boundaries with people. It could be that you are nurturing or having family issues or mothering issues, or need to reparent yourself, and you have wounding and scars and things that have happened in this life or past lives that are still affecting you because they're still sitting in your energy field, or what it looks like to me is programming. So if you have a belief that, you know, all these people or men are bad or whatever, then you keep meeting people who fit that, or I can't do anything. Then every time you try to do something, you'll come up, it's maybe unconscious, you'll come up against this belief that looks like a snapshot in time, and it sits in your aura. And every time you try to do it, you'll get blocked, or that isn't your path. And so you can be sick because you're not on your path. You're not, I don't mean morally and ethically like in a rigid way, but I mean in a spiritual way, in a way that you honor yourself and others. It could be that that is affecting you, that you're not on your path, that you need to be more creative. It could be that you're having you're sick because you're in unhealthy relationships, or you had, like I said, with family. Some of the big things are government, religion, and family energies. You could be affected by that. And so it's really important that you look at, who am I and how do I come into balance and not be a victim? That's one of the biggest things about people who, when they can't heal, is that they're still somehow a victim to what happened. Even a prisoner in prison can choose their own thoughts. So not easy said, maybe not as easy done. Okay, so here are some things that you can do. We talked about ethics, being very ethical, treating others the way that you want to be treated, treating yourself well, not allowing other people to use you or abuse you, or use or abuse other people. When you can speak up and you can do something, living clean, getting back to honesty and truth. See how the lights likes this? It's coming in clear. I did a political video this morning and it wasn't very bright, but it looks brighter now. So are you okay with yourself? Are you being your authentic self? Okay. Prayer can help you to connect to, I particularly like prayers like, okay, show me, guide me, where you're open to learning and healing, rather than giving guides your Christmas list. Give me this, give me that, I want this, stop them, change them. No, it's bless them, change me. Oh, yeah. Bless them, change me, guide me, show me, walk me through this. If you're having a hard time, there's something for you to learn in every difficult lesson. You come out, you walk through it, whether you're alive or not, you're still going to walk through it. So ending your life isn't the answer either, because wherever you are, there you are. So better to stay here and walk through the lesson, as difficult as it is. There's some understandings when people are in too much pain or their body is too broken to be here anymore. That's an understanding that, you know, or you're in dementia or something, which isn't really even the real person, which is a whole nother video. But so prayer. You can ask for assistance. I need help with this. Help me with this. But maybe you also want to say, and then show me how. Show me the steps to take. Instead of demanding and giving an order. Here's my order, fill it. $1 million, God, now. Okay, it's not working. You know, it doesn't work that way. Or change these people. Well, God didn't change them. You have no right to change other people. They have free will. You can influence them. Bless them, change me. All right. Meditation is another foundation. Meditation is amazing. You start meditating, your life will change. Bodies love to meditate. Oh, let me talk about the illuminated or the Luciferian beings here, which are spiritual healers that sometimes they're channeling or they're giving readings. I used to give readings and tell people what they want to hear. And my guide said, shut up, you're a liar. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And I had to face that. I don't do that anymore, but that's when I was new and I was starting and I thought I knew everything. When you're new, you know everything. Now I don't know anything. I maybe know a little bit. Okay. But when I was new doing this work, I thought I knew everything and I knew what was good for people and I was going to give it to them whether they wanted it or not. But that's not the way it works. So are you, if you're in that energy, or you're afraid that what you're saying is not true, or you think you know what people should be doing or not doing, or you have strong opinions on this or that, those type of beings are going to be around you. You're going to be working, those beings are going to be around you. When you raise your vibration and go, wait a minute, this isn't about getting subscribers or likes or fame or fortune or money. You're not going to be in a transaction with people. You're devoted to your work. So every time I have any issues come up, I come back to devotion. I'm here to do this work. I'm here to assist, to be of service. And it is devotional to my own path. I'm devoted to my path and I'm devoted to being of service. However that shows up, I trust that now 100%. And it has taken me down some difficult roads and I'm still here and I still trust that. And that'll never change. I will never give that up. Will I veer off? Do I make mistakes? Sure. But when you're doing this work, you need to really put your ego in check. You aren't reading everything. You don't know everything. You are going to make mistakes. You aren't healing anybody. You aren't, you're not doing any of it, honey. It ain't happening like that. Now you could be, but you're not working really where you could be. And that's okay, because everybody's where they are. And I don't want to say this out of judgment or anything for anybody, but there are a lot of psychics that'll just like, let's see, like, do you have a brother? Is your brother like his name Bob or Jack or John or Henry? I mean, it's just, and I've done that before. And sometimes we get into like a little ditz of a space where like, yay, I wasn't the clearest. And so that's what I know what I need to do to take care of myself so that because each and every reading, each and every person is paramount, the most important, because I'm touching the soul and there's a lot of responsibility and we are not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. My family goes, I wish I had a job like yours, sit around and tell people what to do. I don't tell anybody what to do. I don't make decisions for people. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a financial planner. I look at energy. Okay. So prayer, so that is be careful with your ego. And maybe I'm saying that to myself because I need to keep going back to what is love, what is devotion, and following that. Because that is my only savior. It is yours too. It is. Jesus came here. I'm not Christian. Jesus was not Christian. But Jesus came here to teach us if we go inside and do our inner work, we can save ourselves. Okay? That's the work. Actually, You do the work. Okay, and that's what I'm here for, to assist you on that path. Okay, so meditation is an amazing way to open yourself up to who you are, have a better relationship with yourself and your body and your health and other people. Diet, that's huge. Thy food is thy medicine. So mystics and scholars have known this. We've gotten away from that. And it's very unfortunate. We have factory farming and chemicals that people eat and get addicted to. If you can't go without it, maybe there's an issue there. Like, I can't not have my, I'm not saying not to have anything that you like. I'm saying you might want to look at. I'm recently now I've been guided to go vegetarian again. I did it for 10 years. And I'm going back there because I just don't like the killing of animals, even though my dogs eat meat. So, okay, like, how's that going to work? But I'm not sure yet, but I know that I'm guided away from that. Also, fasting, having a day of fasting once a week, which, that may be just a morning fast or having some tea or coffee without sugar or cream. In the morning, trying something gentle and easy like that. There are lots of videos up about intermittent fasting. And so when I say diet, isn't like just start, because I used to think I need to eat all these foods and I love eating. So I'd be like, yeah, I'm getting healthy. But sometimes we need to not eat. That's when your body repairs itself. That's what you're doing when you're resting, your body sleeping, your body is repairing itself. And meditation will also give you that. 20 minutes of a good meditation. And I have a video on my website for meditation, or I teach that in my classes, or I do that in my sessions. There are lots of free videos all over the internet with just breathing and going into quiet. So meditation. There's a specific way that I was taught that I like to do at least 20 minutes twice a day. But if you could do 10 minutes, that helps, Okay. And work yourself up, to a bigger, I meditate for hours a day. I've done that. I'm not saying you need to do that, but a little bit of meditation goes a long way. I'll go back with diet. So diet, food is your medicine. I love herbal. I always go to herbal or homeopathic or essential oils or crystals. And so I'm a big believer in that. I use those. And then have a spiritual practice. We talked about prayer and meditation. So the lower body is action and will. So what you are doing, your will, the actions that you take and the intentions you have in life and your life path, like your ankles are your life path. Your knees are service. Your hips moving you forward. Are you afraid to move forward? A lot of times people in old age, they start getting hip problems. Are you afraid of where you're going? Because nobody gets out alive. That's the deal here. So, okay. So that's a big one, fear of death, but okay. Which there is no death, but that's a whole nother video. Okay. So then we have spirit around the heart area. Connecting with love and harmony and being at peace and being centered. And I'm kind of sending you some good energy now. And I've been doing healings on videos, and I'm not so sure that my guides want me to do that. See how bright the light's getting now? Because it's kind of like, I don't want to cheapen it. I don't want to just put it out because people, it's something sacred. And so I don't know that is the best way to do this. I'm looking at how I'm teaching, and right now I'm sending love frequency in all time and directions when anybody is watching this, so that you'll feel better just from watching this. Okay, so then it's thoughts, paying attention to your thoughts. That's your frequency. The love is the best, highest frequency, being in love and being in harmony. and your thoughts, your belief, okay? Which is up in this area. The thoughts and your connection to spirit, devotion, service, thoughts. If ever I have a negative thought about somebody, like, oh God, that person's driving me nuts, because I'm human and I do, I'm like, would they please be quiet? Or I don't like the way they're treating their girlfriend or whatever. And then I start, oh, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give them to you, Spirit, and don't let my judgment hurt them. Because when we forgive people, it doesn't mean they are allowed to do harm. Doesn't mean we don't have boundaries. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be held accountable. But when we forgive them on a higher spiritual level, it causes them to wake up. And as you wake up, you bring everybody else in your family and even in your community. It's like you have something contagious. Okay, it's like that. It's like your love and your frequency. If you smile at people or say nice things or share with them or say yes to life, you're bringing this frequency. The more points of light here, the more awake and aware we are, we shift the planet. And that's what's going to happen in the next 5 years. In 25 years from now, we will be in a new era. And my work probably wouldn't be needed then. And wouldn't that be great? Of course, I won't be here, but the generations to come will be here. Sorry, that makes me tears of joy. Yeah. I am so excited for that. And I'm so honored to be here doing this work. And thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate you watching my video, and I wish you peace. May you be at peace. Thank you.